All right, so what happened next? Where do we go next?
Morocco.
Okay. We went to Morocco. All right. All right, I wasn't making fun of anybody.
Yes, this is how he talks.
I make fun of me, yeah. All right, so we went to Rabat, which is the capital city, and we stayed there in a big, beautiful riad. I'll put a link in the description below, as to that, but you can see the video that I made on Morocco.
I
Now,
really liked it because it had your own kitchen,
it had everything, yeah. And it had,
you could do your own laundry
They had
there.
a pool in the middle of the whole thing that you could go down.
That was Marrakech, honey. You're talking about Rabat.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Rabat. Oh, yeah, that was the big one. Yeah. All right. All right. So in Rabat, we got to see the Udaya de las Playas. I don't know, something like that. De las Playas.
See, Spanish.
Sí, Simón. Okay. Yes. And we
Even
went
they only speak French
we went to the Mohammed.
or Arabian.
Yeah, the Mohammed V Museum, where his tomb was at. His two sons, Uday and Kushay. Oh no, that's Iraq. I'm sorry. All right, but it was actually a really beautiful museum, and the old city was really really cool. And we went to some souks, and we shopped a lot. Shopped there, and then well, we also went to Marrakech for a day. And all right, so and before I'll get back to Rabat, and there is something else I wanted to say about Rabat. But in Marrakech, all right, I was holding a freaking cobra. I had to pay the dude a lot of money to hold the freaking cobra in one hand, and then I had a moccasin in the other, like two of the most dangerous snakes there were, in both my hands.
Yes, you were. It's so disgusting to me.
I
took a video and pictures on his phone, which unfortunately got stolen.
Yeah, but you're my witness. I actually did have those things in my hand.
Yes. Which I think is crazy. I will never ever.
I know you
touch
were
a
like
snake.
you were sick. You didn't like that. So in Marrakech we did a lot of shopping, and it's like 1/4 the price in America. Like it is super cheap for great things. And we had God, what was the food that we had?
Oh, that chicken tahin. Well, I had chicken tahin. You had.
I had
Something
chicken
steak.
tahin. You had steak tahin. It didn't matter. We both ate it, and we were really underdressed. And I'll show you another picture of that up there. Compared to everybody.
It was like 5-star restaurant where everybody was dressed to the nines.
And we're like, I'm like in my tank top here, and like my wife always looks good, but yeah, so she looked okay, and you can see the video on that one too. But we'd say it's expensive. It might have been California prices. That's what super expensive is there. Otherwise, pretty much everything was like 1/4 is expensive as in California. So it was a beautiful restaurant.
It was very beautiful.
And can you describe to the people what tagine, what it tastes like?
Well, mine was sweet, and it's kind of like having a mole, a Mexican mole, except Moroccan style.
With a little more spices.
More spices. Like I said, mine was sweet, but it was really, really good. Yours was very spicy. You liked that one. You liked it.
I like you. You're spicy.
Congrats.
All right. Okay. Which reminds me about that one picture that we took in Rabat.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. It's like the best picture of me looking straight at you.
Yes.
And she says to me, I'm going to kill you. And I said, I'm getting there first. And we're looking at each other like this.
And we're just,
and
it was funny
then we just
because-
laughed afterwards. Of course, we were.
So we said it because, like everybody has their ups and downs when traveling. And I was upset with him for who knows what reason.
It's pretty much what it normally is. Can't remember an hour later, so thank God for a short-term memory.
So I did tell them that, and his response was, not if I kill you first, which made it funny, and we just kind of like
Oh, you
laughed
first,
about it,
yeah.
and
Oh,
we
you
won,
did
and we
it.
were happy
They were
after that.
smiling. And it was the best,
And
one
it
of the
was the
best
best
pictures we
we
took.
had.
It's one of my top 5 in that video. So, yeah, it was hilarious. And we never fight. We really don't. Even stuff like that, we just laugh at. So, after Marrakech, oh, we took a train, by the way, and it cost like $18 one way to go all that distance. It's like a 4-hour train ride. It was pretty good. It was
On first class.
first class for $18. Yeah, yeah. Always get first class.
Get first class. You don't want to be in the back with the general. It's just
general.
because
You have
the
your own
seats are
seat.
really small. Everybody's crowded in, and it's not comfortable.
And it was like $2 less, so it's like, so what? All right, so we took the 4-hour trip to Marrakech, and then we went 2 hours back to Casablanca. And then once we got out of the train station, we just hired a guy who took us around for $40 for like 6 hours, all around the whole city. And we got to see a bunch of things, including the Hassan II Mosque.
Yes.
What did you think about that?
That was amazing. That's a great experience.
It's the only mosque you can go to in all of Morocco, too. But Casablanca was kind of like a big city for that matter. And we saw a few things, like some areas that, you know, the driver took us to. We did go to the beach one day.
We did.
And kind of like Egypt and Alexandria. What was that experience like?
Well, I was concerned that I was going to be offending a lot of people, just like I did in Egypt.
Okay.
But it's actually a little more relaxed, which is nicer
Yeah.
because they're used to having a lot of, I guess, British and
Some
French
tourists,
people
yeah.
coming in more than Egypt.
Morocco, they were very, very nice. And I never felt safer. It was very safe, don't you think?
It was very safe.
Well, the fact that they go to prison for 10 years, basically, for stealing a pack of gum may help. All right, not like here in the United States, you know, where people steal shit all the time.
Yeah.
All right. We're not going back to
We're not
that.
going there.
We're not going to
Anyways,
live in San Francisco.
The water was, like we said, it was
like
California water.
So it wasn't
So
super warm, but it wasn't
like we're
super
used
cold.
to going when we usually travel with like warm water and
So that was a little different.
yeah.
And that was our one water destination. We were hoping to go into the ocean. And
Yeah, it was just basically from our waist down. We sat down in a little hole.
yeah.
That was it.
So we toured all of Casablanca, and it was really nice. And then we took our train back to Rabat, and we were so exhausted. I think we walked like 94 miles.
I thought it was over 100 miles.
You had the phone that was working, so yeah, I'll trust you on that one, since at that point I didn't have a phone. And then we flew back to England for 3 days, which we already kind of described that. That's when we actually went to Stonehenge. And but we didn't do too much after that. We drank ale.
Drank and we ate and
We had a cup of tea. We had a cup of tea.
Gotta have a cup of tea
A
when
spout
you're
of
in
tea. Yes, you have to have a whole cup of tea in England. I think it wasn't even by choice. They just gave it to us, like in some restaurant. But England was so freaking expensive. Like in northern, basically Europe is it's California prices. If not, maybe a little more in some areas. Now, London was more, for sure. There's actually a tax to go into the city now that you have to pay. Just to go into the city, it's just kind of ridiculous.
Yes.
We'll probably be there in a few years.
So as soon as you leave the airport, they charge you just for leaving the airport.
Oh, yeah.
They charge you for coming
Yeah, they
back.
charge you for everything in England. So you're going to have to watch your channels. And you know what, people, I'm sorry, you know, we were travel for cheap, and now we're living the dream. First of all, we are living the dream. But after traveling like this, it ain't cheap. You know, there's no cheap about it. You know, traveling can be very expensive.
Yeah.
So,
For transportation alone in England was really insane. And then we found out that you could take the train and just pay with your phone. It would be a lot cheaper than buying the ticket.
Oh, yeah,
And
it was.
Don't do that.
Yeah, she's absolutely right. All right, so to wrap things up, what was your favorite day And
Oh
what
my
was your favorite place?
Oh, there's so many.
You have to pick one.
The day at the mosque.
Mosque Day was really good.
Other than me.
And I'll say the day before.
That I was going to
where I had
that
to,
day.
yeah, where I got to hold the moccasin and the freaking cobra, and we don't have evidence of it, no pictures of it, but that was my favorite day. All right, your favorite meal?
Tahin.
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 Mine was
Tahin. It was
the
delicious.
Argentinian beef in Amsterdam. Okay. All right.
Oh, you're talking overall. Oh, well.
Yeah.
I mean, could have been the crepes I had with strawberries and bananas. And
All right. What about that pseudo Chinese food that we had? Those
we had
the faux vu, but
it was Japanese food. That was authentic Japanese.
Yeah, that was in Amsterdam. So
that was in Amsterdam.
They do have overall one of the best foods around because they have people from all over the world that bring their stuff and they fly it in all the time. Mm-hmm. All right. So where would you tell people to go?
Definitely go to Morocco. It is.
Don't bring your drone.
You cannot bring a drone.
They
you
will
have
arrest
to
you.
Claim it. Leave it at the airport with the authorities.
I think I have a top 10
give you
what
a
not to
receipt.
do in Morocco as well.
Yeah. You know what the best part was? What
was the best
after we picked up the drone, they walked us like we were
we got to be treated by diplomats.
like diplomats, you know. So you skipped everything else. Everyone else does.
Yeah, I love you, babe.
I love you too.